The Radio Memories Network is brought to you in part by Liberated Syndication, podcast publishing made easy, libsyn.com. That's libsyn.com.
Welcome, old-time radio lovers, to the Boxcars 711 Old-Time Radio Pod. I am Bob Camardello, your host, and for the next hour or so, your guide, as we travel back in time, back before TV was, to the golden age of radio.
Now to our featured episode.
Gruen, Gruen, the Precision Watch, dedicates to the radio audience of America Warner Brothers Academy Theater, transcribed from Hollywood. Warner Brothers Academy of Acting presents That Certain Woman, a dramatic and moving story which starred Bette Davis, Henry Fonda, and Ian Hunter, and which introduces tonight in the leading roles two of the most promising Warner Academy members, Rosella Towne and Jeffrey Lynn. Yes, once again, you are invited to join our exclusive audience in this theater, and your host for the evening is Gruen. In thinking of the perfect wristwatch to give as a gift, or for your own use, you may prefer the graceful curved wristwatches perfected by Gruen 3 years ago, and rightly so. But you should know the whole story of curved watches. Here's an important word of caution. A beautiful Gruen Curvex, made for both ladies and gentlemen, is the only curved wristwatch which has a completely curved movement. Your Gruen jeweler will tell you that other curved wristwatches are made with curved cases. Yes, but with movements which are flat. To fit into a curved case, a flat movement must necessarily be small and fragile. Not so in the Gruen Curvex. In the Gruen Curvex, and exclusively in the Gruen Curvex, the movement as well as the case is curved, permitting larger, sturdier parts, which completely fill the wrist-form case. Here, beauty and dependability reach their perfect combination. For your protection, Gruen chose the name Curvex, Curvex, plainly on the dial of these patented wristwatches. Remember, only Gruen makes the curves. Only Gruen jewelers can sell the Curvex. So insist on the Gruen Curvex, the world's first true wristwatch. Rosella Towne and Jeffrey Lynn came to Hollywood from opposite sides of the continent. Rosella is a local girl who made good. Jeffrey Lynn came to Warner Brothers by way of Bates College in Maine. Both have made good in pictures. In all fairness to That Certain Woman and to the listening audience, we are presenting this play in 2 acts, the first of which will be heard this week. Thus, we will preserve all the dramatic content of this picture. At the end of tonight's performance, Basil Rathbone will come to the microphone. Mr. Rathbone recently finished his role as the Sheriff of Nottingham Castle in Warner Brothers' Technicolor epic, The Adventures of Robin Hood. So, on with the play. Rosella Towne plays Mary Donnell, and Jeffrey Lynn will be heard as Jack Merrick in That Certain Woman. The story of That Certain Woman has its beginning in the fashionable law office of Lloyd Rogers in New York City. The time is near noon, and Mr. Rogers is just completing a morning of dictation to his private and confidential secretary, Mary Donnell.
And as further evidence of my client's good faith in the matter, his affidavit, notarized and in proper legal form, is herewith submitted. And that's all. Sign it, Mary, and send it out to the others.
Yes, sir.
Well, look here, Mary. It's beginning to rain. Look through the window there. A wet Friday. I promised myself that the first wet Friday I'd have oysters for lunch. I can see them now. 12 succulent oysters all in a row. Won't you join me?
No,
Are you worried about something, Mary?
Well, just a personal matter.
I know, my dear. There's no use pretending any longer. You're worried about those articles that have been appearing in the paper, and especially the one this morning. I've been reading them. Gangsters and their molls, where are they now? You don't want to go out on the street any more than you can help because you're afraid some inquiring reporter will recognize you and include you in tomorrow's article.
Mr. Rogers, I didn't know that...
That I knew? I've known for a long time that Mary Donnell was Mrs. Al Haynes.
And it hasn't made any difference?
Certainly not.
Oh, Mr. Rogers, you're square. You're a brilliant man. It's being here with you, in my position, in this work that's meant so much to me. I've tried to forget the past, to forget that I was ever married to a man like Al Haynes, but... Well, now it's those articles in the paper, digging it all up again. Gangsters and their malls, what are they doing? Any morning I'd expect it to break my way.
Suppose I take the matter over. Suppose I talk to the newspapers.
Oh, but you shouldn't be implicated.
As your lawyer, it's my business to be implicated. I happen to know the editor of that paper. Leave it to me.
You don't know how wonderful it is to know that you have a friend.
Mary, as long as you've been here, I've never once stepped over the amenities of employer and secretary. But I want to tell you something. Maybe you know it already.
Mr. Rogers, perhaps... I think that's Mrs. Rogers calling again. She called before. She wants to know if you're going to Long Island with her for the weekend.
Oh, I'll talk with her.
Mr. Rogers' office? Yes. What? Oh, Jack. When did you get in? Yes. Yes, I got your letters. How did you like Europe? No, I can't. I can't talk.
It's all right, Mary. Go ahead.
It's Jack Merrick. He just got back from Europe. Do you mind?
Not at all. Don't mind me.
Yes, Jack, I'm here. Oh, you silly. Yes, I'll meet you. I'll meet you, Jack. Oh, you're crazy. I'll meet you tonight. Goodbye. That was Jack Merrick.
So you said.
Do you happen to know him?
Oh, very well. And I know his father, too, old Merrick Sr. I didn't know you and young Merrick were friends.
Oh, I've known him for more than 2 years. Before he went away, I saw him a lot.
Mary, since that phone call, you're different somehow. Are you in love with him?
Well, yes.
Does he know about Mrs. Al Haynes?
No, but I'm going to tell him. Tonight. He wants me to marry him.
Have you met his father?
No, you see, we haven't had time. Jack went to Europe so suddenly, and, well, we'd been having fun together, but we didn't realize till Jack was gone, and we wrote letters.
I see. This is all rather abrupt, Mary. It changes a few things I had in mind. But go ahead and meet your young man. What I said still goes. You can count on me, Mary. Remember that.
Mary, I'm sorry I kept you waiting, but I couldn't get away from Father. Oh, darling, am I glad to see you.
Hello, Jack.
Kiss me.
Not here.
There's no one looking but the waiter. Waiters never see anything.
Well, looking at the clock, I can see you're an hour and 15 minutes late.
Well, I had a rumpus with Dad. He made me eat dinner at home and wouldn't let me get away.
Oh, you're looking fine, Jack.
I was swell till I saw Dad again. Gosh, he treats me like a kid. Every time I come home, I make up my mind to tell him I'm free, white, and 21. You want to look at him and I melt or something.
I'm sorry I couldn't talk at the office, but Mr. Rogers...
Yeah, I know. Mary, do you love me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I couldn't wait to get back. Oh, Mary, those months in Europe. I almost went crazy. How about it, darling? Will you marry me?
I don't know.
Hey, waiter, bring me a double brandy with soda. How about you, darling?
Nothing from me.
You heard what the lady said. Get going.
Oui, monsieur. Right away.
Now then, tonight. Let's get married tonight.
Oh, I couldn't.
Why not? We've made up our minds. Let's do it.
But
Oh, don't tell me there's another man.
Well, I would like to talk to Mr. Rogers.
A fine thing. What's he got to do with it? Does he know the rapture that beats in my heart? Does he know...
But he's been very kind to me, and, well, I owe it to him to at least...
Oh, we'll send him a telegram. Say, come to think of it, we'd better not say anything to anyone until it's over with.
Why?
Well, the newspapers, you know how it is. I mean, Dad might not understand. It's better to break it to him all of a sudden.
Well, if you think he won't understand, perhaps we should go to him first and just tell him
Oh,
that...
no, not that. You don't know him. Oh, but he'll be okay once it's over with. Look, Mary, the way I feel, nothing in the world can stop us from being together. If Dad doesn't like it, well, then that's just the way it'll be. I'm a changed man, Mary. I'm on my own. I want to marry you, and I'm going to do it. If you'll have me. How about it?
Do you really love me so much?
Every thought I have begins and ends with you. I want you to know that.
All right, Jack. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story. A true story. And only because I love you, too. Listen, Jack. Listen to what I have to say. And after that, well, we'll decide.
Is there a young fellow registered here by the name of Merrick?
Yep, that's right. They're here. They've been here since last night.
What's the room number?
17 and 18.
I'll go up.
Wait, you can't do that. Those folks up there are honeymooners.
Very interesting.
Well, I tell you, it ain't right to disturb them. Folks in this hotel is entitled to privacy.
Go back to your desk. I'll find my way.
Oh, but I tell you...
Didn't you hear what I said? Go back to your desk. I'm the boy's father.
Oh, well, that's different. Why didn't you say that in the first place? Reckon maybe he was expecting it.
Yes, who is it?
It's your father. Open this door.
Hello, Dad. Glad to see you. How did you find us?
Never mind that.
Congratulate me. I'm a bridegroom.
Did you have to marry her?
What do you mean?
I won't waste any words, Jack. Do you know who you've married? You've married Mrs. Haynes, widow of Al Haynes. He went to the chair for murder.
I know. Mary told me all about it.
Get your things, Jack. We're going back to town and have this annulled.
Hello, Mr. Merrick.
This is my father, Mary. Dad, this is Mrs. Merrick.
The last time I heard anyone addressed by that name, it was a decent woman.
Oh, now listen, Dad.
Mr. Merrick, I haven't anything to hide. I told Jack, and I'll tell you, too. I was just a kid when I married Al Haynes. 16. I thought I could straighten him out, but, well, he was mad and crazy and Irish.
I don't care to discuss it any further. Come on, Jack.
Well, Dad, I hoped you'd understand.
Jack.
Shut up, you. You've caused trouble enough.
Jack.
Well, I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say. But you told me that nothing would make any difference. That no matter what your father said or how he felt.
Well, I don't like to quarrel with Dad.
Jack, don't you remember what you said? Only a few hours ago. Oh, please come with me, Jack. Now. I'll stick by you. We don't need your father. Oh, I love you, Jack. That's why I married you, because I love you.
Mary, perhaps...
You're wasting your time, Mrs. Haynes.
Yes. Yes, it seems that I am. You're right, Mr. Merrick. And you've made a fool of myself, too. Funny how you can be fooled and never know until it flies back and hits you in the face. I thought it was beautiful. Well, you wouldn't understand, Mr. Merrick. Because you're an evil man, and you do evil things.
An ineffectual speech.
Now get out. Both of you. You're not taking him away, Mr. Merrick. I'm throwing you out. Both of you. Now, what are little boys made of? What are little boys made of?
I don't know, Mommy.
Oh, you forgot. Of frogs and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of. Now then, Jackie, do you remember what day this is?
My birthday.
That's right. 4 years old today. Why, Jackie, you're a great big boy.
I am?
Mm-hmm. And tonight we're going to have a cake with 4 candles on it. And Uncle Lloyd's going to be here, and we're going to have a party, and, oh, I'll bet he brings you a whole armful of presents.
Oh, I like that.
Come and eat your breakfast, Mary.
Oh, Amy, I haven't time.
My lands, a person would think you were married to that office.
Guess you would almost call it that.
Well, it isn't right. You never have any fun. You never go anyplace. I don't see why you don't let Mr. Rogers take you out. He's asked you often enough.
Amy, you've been wonderful. You've taken good care of Jackie. And, well, you've helped me over a few rough spots. But what I do with my private life is still my own business.
I'm sorry. But you know Lloyd Rogers is in love with you. Why don't you admit it?
Do I have to keep reminding you that Lloyd Rogers is a married man?
But he's crazy about you just the same, and you like him, too.
I'll be grateful to Lloyd as long as I live. I don't know what I'd have done if he hadn't taken me back into the office. No, he's a swell person. But he is married. I only hope that one day we don't... Well, that one day I won't have to quit working for Lloyd Rogers. Oh, Amy, I'm late.
Here's the morning paper. You can read on the way down.
Goodbye, Jackie, darling. And don't forget, we're going to have a birthday party tonight.
I won't forget, Mommy.
Mary.
Yes?
Mary, you know the guy you've been waiting to see coming through that door for a long time?
What are you talking about?
Well, he's not coming. Here, read these headlines.
Let me see. Society wedding in Paris. Jack Merrick, Jr. weds Florence Carson of New York's junior set. The happy pair left immediately for a motor trip to the sunny south of France.
Well, that finishes that.
Strange. Somehow I've always had the idea that he would come back. Just as you said. Through that door.
If you'd only let him know about the baby.
No, if he wouldn't come back to me. Just for myself, I wouldn't... Well, I wouldn't want Jackie to have a father like that. Well, I'll have to go, Amy. I have to get down to the office. Lloyd just doesn't know what to do. Until I get there.
And the curtain falls for a few moments while we change the scene of tonight's play. Again the curtain rises on the Warner Academy presentation of That Certain Woman.
Oh, Mary, you don't know how glad I am to see you.
Well, I know I'm a little late.
I know. I read it, too. I want you to know, Mary, that I understand how you must feel. You've been thinking about him all the time. He's been on your mind.
It's true. He has.
Come here a moment. Come closer, Mary.
Lloyd, you aren't looking well. Are you ill?
Oh, I'm all right. Just upset. Mary, this existence we lead is a dismal affair. I mean, we're both lonely. That's what's the matter with me. I'm just lonely.
But, Lloyd, your wife...
Oh, I know. But we share the same house, but that's all. Mary.
Yes?
Can't you forget him?
Lloyd,
Oh, let it ring.
No, it might be important. Mr. Rogers' office? Yes, Amy. What? Oh. Yes, I see on the radio. Are they both... Oh. Thank you for calling, Amy. Goodbye.
Mary, what is it? What's happened?
Amy called. She heard a news report on the radio. She called to tell me about it. Jack Merrick and his wife were driving in a car. In France, they were on the honeymoon. The car turned over.
Were they...
No, the chauffeur was killed instantly. Jack and his wife are in the hospital. They're unconscious. No one knows yet just how bad they're...
Mary, stop it. You've got to pull yourself together. Stop it, Mary. You've thought about other people long enough. Now you've got to think about yourself. Now, Mary, snap out of it. Listen, Mary, I'm going to help you. You've got to let me help you.
I hope you didn't mind my coming over.
No, Mrs. Rogers, I'm glad you did.
Miss Donnell, I think you know why I came to see you.
Yes? How is he?
Very ill. I want you to come to see him. He's been delirious and he talked about you. He loves you. I know that.
He's the best friend I have in the world. Beyond that? Well, there never has been anything beyond that.
You say he's your best friend. He's my husband, and I love him. So we must do what's best for him now.
I'll do anything you say.
I think the best thing we can do for him would be...
Mary?
What was that? Someone called.
Mary?
It's Lloyd. That's his voice.
Oh, it's coming from the hall.
Oh, let's go quick.
Oh, yes.
Mary, I had to come. I wanted to see you.
Of course. Lloyd, Mrs. Rogers is here. Your wife is here, Lloyd.
No. No one's here but just you, Mary.
Come, Lloyd, we'll help you in. You must lie down and rest.
He doesn't know what he's saying. Take his other arm.
There, dear. Everything will be all right. Now, don't worry. You're going to be all right. Lie down now.
No. No, I won't lie down. No, I won't.
Please. Lie down, Lloyd.
Mary. Yes. Yes, Mary.
No, dear. There.
You watch him. I'll call the doctor.
It's Dr. Hoffman.
Yes, I know.
Mary. Mary, are you with me?
I'm with you, dear.
Stay with me. Stay with me, Mary. I need you so. You didn't mind my coming, did you?
No, dear. I didn't mind.
You see, I got out of bed and I found my clothes and I walked and I walked and I walked. Now I'm here. You're not angry, are you?
No, dear.
Mary, will you do something if I ask you?
Well, yes.
You never have kissed me. Would you kiss me now?
Well, Lloyd,
Oh, I love you. I love you so very much. You never let me tell you before how much I love you. Kiss me, Mary, because I feel so weak.
Oh, darling.
Mary. Mary.
Lloyd. Oh, Lloyd.
I got the doctor on the phone. He's on his way. He should be here in... No. He's not...
Yes.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so terribly sorry.
Believe me, Mary, it'll be a relief to get out of this place. Those reporters are enough to drive a person crazy. Yelling and screaming at the door from morning till night.
Oh, I don't mind for myself so much, but it's Jackie. When Lloyd died here, I knew there'd be a scandal, but... Well, I didn't think they'd go as far as they have. If there's something I could do to save Jackie from all this, I'd do it. Anything.
Oh, it'll blow over.
But it will happen again. They won't forget. Ever. I don't want to see anybody. Don't let them in.
If it's another one of those gentlemen of the press, I'll sock 'em, so help me, I'll sock 'em.
Now, let's see. What did I forget? There's my plaid coat. Traveling suit. Oh, yes, my brown bag. Oh, Amy, have you seen my... Amy, what is it?
You remember the guy you've been wanting to see walk through that door? Well, he just did.
And the curtain falls on the first act of That Certain Woman. Act 2 of tonight's drama will be presented next week at this time. That Certain Woman is played in 2 acts so that the entire story may be told and so that you may enjoy the full force of this engaging drama. When the curtain rises on Act 2, the play will be resumed at the moment Jack Merrick, upon returning from Europe, again enters Mary Donnell's life. We are pleased to announce that throughout tonight's show, we have had in our audience of Hollywood stars, directors, and producers, Mr. Edmund Goulding, author of the screenplay, That Certain Woman, and the director of the picture. Next week, when the final curtain falls on tonight's drama, Mr. Goulding will certainly join us here on the stage for one of his rare personal appearances. And as we promised, Mr. Basil Rathbone, one of the finest actors of both stage and screen, will appear in a few moments to introduce the members of tonight's cast and to say, well, whatever Mr. Basil Rathbone would like to say.
While Basil Rathbone is coming up to the stage, we would like to introduce you to another dazzling star, the newest star in modern timepieces, the Gruen Wrist-Side Curvex. What a striking, amazingly different watch it is, and what a beauty. The Wrist-Side Curvex is entirely different from any other wrist watch you ever saw, because instead of being worn on the top of the wrist or under the wrist, the case of the Wrist-Side Curvex fits comfortably and securely on the side of your wrist. It actually snuggles there at the most convenient, the most natural place to wear a watch. You see the face of your watch at a glance without twisting or turning your wrist. For generations, Gruen workmen have taken pride, justified pride, in the fact that they not only produce the finest of all fine watches, but also that the watches they turn out are the leaders in style. And today, with the appearance of the Gruen Wrist-Side Curvex, these craftsmen offer you a precision timepiece which is streamlined for convenience and styled with ultra-modern smartness. Call on your Gruen dealer just as soon as you possibly can and strap a Gruen Wrist-Side Curvex on the side of your wrist. You'll agree, it's the perfect watch for any man.
When an actor plays every type of villainy on the screen and still is way up on the head of the popularity list, he's got something. He's got more charm, more appeal than your handsome leading man, because the odds are all against anybody liking him. His Machiavellian machinations as Sir Guy of Gisborne in The Adventures of Robin Hood, Basil Rathbone.
I don't know about being well-liked. I get some pretty threatening fan mail, you know.
Aren't you tired of being the menace, the meanie, the scoundrelly villain?
Oh, Rosella, you're touching upon my innermost sorrow.
Aren't you bored with being killed in nearly every picture? For misdeeds that you would rather not do in the first place?
You haven't nearly half said it.
Well, tonight's your night. We're going to play a short scene from the adventures of Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be the hero, Robin Hood.
I am?
Rosella will be Maid Marian, and I am that dirty, low-down, ornery cuss, Sir Guy of Gisborne.
Well, that is a nice surprise. But I've played the hero before, you know. Why, it's only 3 years ago that I was playing Romeo to Catherine Cornell's Juliet.
Yes, I saw you both, and I thought you were grand.
I'm so glad.
Well, tonight the scene is Sherwood Forest in Technicolor.
Welcome to Sherwood, milady. Well, Sir Guy, haven't you a greeting for me?
You'll hang for this.
Is that all you're going to do?
Now, that's curious. Isn't it, Lady Marian? His greeting, so cold. I hear he's often said he'd give me a warm welcome if we met again. But I have prepared a warm reception for you, Sir Guy. On yonder stake you will simmer in your own juices, like a suckling pig on St. Swithin's Day.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Rathbone. I don't think you're being very chivalrous. It's not the way a hero, Robin Hood, would act. Now, Errol Flynn would be noble, brave, forgiving, not vengeful.
Yes, I know. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I've been a villain too long. Here was the chance that I've been waiting for, and I throw it away for some petty little villainy.
And that takes this month's prize for understatement. Ready to roast me at the stake, and he calls it petty villainy.
Well, thanks for giving me my chance. It was a beautiful surprise anyway.
Good night.
Good night.
We'll be seeing you in the adventures of Robin Hood.
Thank you, Mr. Rathbone. And now here is a timely announcement.
Soon your young friends will be graduating from schools, colleges, and universities. The traditional graduation gift, the perfect graduation gift, the perfect personal present is a truly fine wristwatch. So plan now to give your graduate a sparkling new Gruen wristwatch. Whether a boy or a girl, a young man or a young woman, your graduate really wants a beautiful new Gruen. Superbly styled in modern, breathtaking designs, Gruens are not only first choice, but they are moderate in price. Actually, Gruen offers you the outstanding watch value in America today. For example, the Gruen Avalon wristwatch for ladies and its companion watch, the Gruen Kent for men, both have 15 jewel precision movements. Both possess the charm and color of natural gold, yet they are priced at only $24.75. So call on your Gruen jeweler tomorrow and select the Gruen wristwatch that you will present to your graduate on commencement day. And here's truly exciting news. Next week, we'll tell you all about a remarkable free offer you won't want to miss. So be sure to tune in at the same time next week when Gruen again presents Warner Brothers Academy Theater.
Join us in the Academy Theater next week when the curtain rises on the second act of That Certain Woman. Next week's show promises to be a thrilling climax to this evening's performance, with Rosella Town and Jeffrey Lynn again in the starring roles, with Edmund Goulding as guest producer and Ian Hunter as our guest star. See Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland, and Basil Rathbone as Sir Guy of Gisborne in The Adventures of Robin Hood, the exciting Technicolor picture of the days of King Richard the Lionhearted. This great colorful picture comes to your local theater next week.
Join us again next week in the Warner Academy Theater, transcribed from Hollywood, a feature of the Trans-American Broadcasting System.